know you wrote an article, and I've seen this. Mel Kiper Jr. ranks Shedeur Sanders as the top quarterback, but he and a number of other guys that do the mock drafts for a living have the Browns taking Abdul Carter. Take us through that article and kind of your thoughts with it.
Yeah, so Mel talked about that last week, and I just find it a little bit, I don't know, confusing that if you think Sanders is that good, which Kuiper does, he has him slightly ahead of Cam Ward on his in his rankings. Why wouldn't you have the Browns taking him at number two? Because obviously the Browns are desperate for a quarterback. And Kuiper comes back with, yeah, but I like him a lot, but I'm not sure teams in the NFL do. You hear, that maybe some people have a second round grade on him, and he just can't get himself to go 1-2 in his mock draft with quarterbacks, even though he's got him going 1-3. So in the interim, he's got the Browns taking Carter, pair him with Myles Garrett, which just on its surface, I love that idea. I like we've talked about it a million times, Dave. I like the idea of pairing Myles Garrett with a younger pass rusher that can learn from Myles. Because it's been a lot of veteran guys in the past. Olivier Vernon, and then it was Jadeveon Clowney, and then Zadarius Smith. And I know they have Joe Tryon Shoyinka they just signed, but that's a 1 year deal. If you could get a star and you have two dynamic Pro Bowl caliber edge rushers, I really like that idea. My only issue with the Carter at number two is you're passing on a quarterback there, and I don't know if the Browns can afford to do that.
Yeah. I guess the main thing is how high of a grade do you have on Shedeur Sanders? What percentage of you is certain that he's going to be able to provide above average to good NFL quarterback play? Because if it's above average to good, you need that.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's how the Browns view him. I mean, I guess part of that is how they view Carter, but I think that's a lot less significant than how they view Sanders. Because if they think Sanders can be, a top 10 quarterback in this league with maybe even greater upside than that, then you take him at number two. I just think you have to do that. The other, I guess, variable would be what kind of gap do they have between Sanders and their next highest quarterback and where they think they could get that quarterback. If it's, I'm just going to use a name, it's Jackson Dart. They feel comfortable they could get him at 33 or even trading up into the bottom of the first round, and there's not a big gap there. Then you could roll your dice and try to get that guy, but there's a lot more. There's a lot more comes into play there. You have to get a little lucky. You have to make sure nobody else takes Dart or whoever that guy would be. Tyler Shuck before you would want to take him. So if you love the quarterback, and in this instance, we're talking about Shedeur Sanders. If you don't even have to love him. If you really like him, it just makes sense to me to take him at number two.